I'm very happy that we have another event today, this symposium, and this time about neighborhoods. This is not the first event in the cooperation between Canada and the Netherlands. We love our concepts. We can learn from each other. There have been visits from here to the Netherlands and the other way around. So it's nice that all of us can be here together for another interesting symposium. And as I started to say, we are very happy with our very much appreciated partner of today, the Vancity Community Foundation. And it's my privilege to give the floor to you.
Thank you. Great, thank you. And so it's really with a lot of excitement. I think, this is really important. This kind of work is relevant and really important to making progress in what we're able to do to build better communities. So it's with this excitement that I want to welcome everybody on behalf of Vancity Community Foundation and the Credit Union to this symposium this afternoon. Okay.
So as Johannes mentioned, we had this first workshop in September, a similar cast of partners, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of a summary of what we did there. So Dale Mikkelsen, who's here, was on the panel there as well. We had Bill Reese, who's a co-investigator in this Neighbourhood network with me, who's not able to be here today. And Jenny Moore from BCIT, who's the Director of Sustainability, speak to us. And the organizing team included Wilco, Hans Zoet, who was working for the consulate, the Dutch consulate at the time. And forgive me on the names, but Wouter de Zeeuw, and Monica van der Huishout from FSA, which is the Foundation for Sustainable Area Development. And I will talk a bit more about what they shared with us in a moment. But quickly, what Bill Reese talked about in his presentation, Bill, you probably know, is very famous for the concept of the ecological footprint, which is the notion of land equivalence for energy, grazing, fishing, and so on. He's developed this method. It's become well known around the world. And he put it to us very clearly that with a global population of over 7 billion and a biocapacity of about 1.7 global hectares, the average ecological footprint is 2.7 global hectares. So we actually have an overshoot of about 1.0 global hectares, or about 58%. And Bill's perspective is, it doesn't matter what you say about sustainability, if you are not addressing this, we're in big trouble. And another way to put it is that on the planet we have 12 billion hectares of global biocapacity, but we're using 19 billion. So where's the difference coming from? Well, from Bill's perspective, it's coming from the future. We are appropriating carrying capacity. We are taking away our sustainability from the future. Jenny Moore, who just finished her dissertation at UBC working with Bill, has looked at this concept of one planet living. What would it mean to live within that global biocapacity for the city of Vancouver? And she's identified in her work this gap. This is this 1.7 one planet living, that if we all lived at that level, we could go on sustainably, indefinitely. But even Vancouver, greenest city in the world by 2020, its ambition, we're way above 4. So we're way above that global level, and we're doing much better than many other places. So this is the gap that was presented to us in the first seminar. Now, the Foundation for Sustainable Area Development talked about their method of assessing, and they have a kind of a rapid assessment tool that connects universities and businesses and local governments with a graphic representation of assessment results, and each of their projects looks something like this, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So as part of the workshop, They actually worked with 15 graduate students from SFU looking at the UniverCity development, which all of you I'm sure are familiar with, the model sustainable community on Burnaby Mountain and adjacent to site of Fraser. And they also compared it with some other communities in Europe, in Amsterdam and in Malmö, Sweden. And then they presented their results to the workshop, to the seminar in September. And their results look something like this. I won't go into detail, but this is their analysis of UniverCity. They use these three terms of people, planet, and profit, which you're going to hear about again in a few minutes. And at the end of that symposium, there was an interesting discussion because I said to Wouter and Monica, we have developed a very similar kind of tool called the Community Capital Tool, and it's very clear to us that we should be working together. The tools are too similar to not be working together. So that's just a little bit of background of some of the discussion we had in September. Hopefully you won't feel like you're completely lost as we move forward.